Slash versus what is likely going to be Ranger.
Future Slash.
From the future. Here we go. Actually, no, Inns actually, because of the full restart, he's gone for Nyx first. So here we go. Let's see if Cypher actually...
he's waiting on the respawn time on this armor, I should expect.
Yeah, bear in mind, Cypher actually lost that that first frag to Inns in the previous match. I don't think Cypher knows he's down there. Inns doing a good job of staying hidden away.
That sort of speed already starting to add up. Normally when you see players sort of just sitting there listening, you know, or sort of sitting there doing nothing, they're usually just listening for sounds, trying to figure out where the opponents are based on what they're picking up.
Oh, here comes Cypher going in, being aggressive, going in for the rush, but it's not enough. Misses the rockets again. Shades of what we saw before the restart, where he used the agility aggressively, or the plasma trail, I should say, and it just didn't work out. Going in with the rush, but the reactions!
That Ghost Walk making that bull rush completely nullified. Cypher got aggressive, wasn't quite able to make it work though. That starting to top him help up.
That's a really, really good reaction actually when he saw the bull rush. Misses the rail. See, Cypher's going to establish those rockets, make it really hard to stop from taking that mega. Now Cypher. Ooh, nice, good rail. Inns playing really well.
No.
Oh no! Gets one of the rails, but misses the crucial one that was do or die.
Wait, Cypher had 1 HP. He survived barely again.
Oh dear. Well, that's a very fortunate situation for Cypher, that's for sure.
Oh, he knows she's up there, trying to heal up. Quite low though, taking a lot of damage.
Obviously, Inns. I mean, when you get that kind of rail advantage, and like all you need is one more. The patience, really trying to predict where the opponent's basically going to try and run away. You've got to be on point. In 3 seconds, that heavy armor's going to spawn. No doubt both these players would have been timing that. Ooh, really nice rocket. Inns ready. Bear in mind, he's got the bull rush.
And just take the armor. Just trying to secure the armor. That's like, we actually see the bull rush used more for that, just like almost like safely securing power-ups than actually used for like aggressive purposes.
Well, by far the greatest piece of utility comes from the damage reduction, but Inns with that dual wield, and bear in mind, Scalebearer did not have much health left, and now Cypher down to his final Galena pick.
He is indeed running this Galena last, Crystal 4. Definitely seen him have success with Galena on this map before though, so we're definitely not going to count him out, but a little bit of a comeback to make versus Ranger and Blazkowicz.
Oh, nice!
He does tag that rail, if he can get a few more of those.
Very easy, I think, for it's almost like a free sort of like 50 health pickup, those 25s, if you can catch it right as your passive triggers.
Oh, he misses the rail. He's trying to get a little bit of lightning gun instead. Just picking up the mega health though. Heavy armor goes to the way of Inns instead, so trading out these power-ups again. Now, look at the fact that Inns definitely hasn't got as much HP as Cypher, but on the flip side, he's got basically double the armor. But Inns again, Inns has been quite a sort of very passive player right here. He's basically getting his rail, fortifying himself up to a certain location he wants to really stick at, and he just plays really patiently. So Inns keep controlling the...
Oh, he almost ran into the totem.
Oh, there's the dual wheel. Don't know if Cypher can get away from this.
Oh no!
Cypher dares him to follow him with a rocket, and that's going to do it.
Chased a little bit too hard, I think, but he's got a good spawn. Actually caught the teleporter. Can he survive? Going in for the gauntlet kill. Doesn't get it, but the juke doesn't work out. Cypher with the Galena comeback.
Wow, and that wasn't even utilizing the totems. That was just, he was just aiming better in those situations, those quick snaps to the rails. You know, if he missed that rail, that would have been curtains, but the confidence in the play of players like this that have been playing for so long, they just know when they're going to hit.
It is very easy to underestimate just how long you have to wait when you miss a rail. And if you miss in those situations, it's over. But Cypher staying composed, like really clutch execution.
Once again, that slash ability coming through, just quickly getting him, safely getting him a rail. Only a 30-second cooldown, we'll have it quite soon. I mean, fight's breaking out already.
It does allow her to go really fast. However, he's now to get that health, but it's not enough to take a rail, of which Inns uses the wall jump to go over the archway, and it completely tricks Cypher into not knowing where he's going.
Once again, though, losing the slash relatively early to this Nyx. This is what we saw happen last time.
I feel like it's a matter of when Slash tries to escape, she's still subject to getting hit, whereas when Nyx tries to escape, she's pretty much invincible. But in that matchup in particular, it kind of really feels like Nyx might have somewhat of an edge. We'll have to wait and see as time develops, but right now, Inns, at the very least, just looks comfortable when he fights against Slash.
Oh, here we go. There's that fight starting off over the heavy armor. Cypher charges a little bit too early, but still able to guarantee it.
He's definitely got a lot more health and armor than Inns, regardless. Oh, doesn't quite hit him with the rail before he picks up the mega health. They're going to meet down there.
Oh no, Inns turned away just before Cypher went down.
If only he stayed there for like half a second longer, definitely would have clocked Cypher there. Cypher, no doubt, has actually seen Inns already. The offensive Ghost
the
Walk.
fight begins with this. Ghost Walk used a little bit too early.
I'm not sure if he's misjudged the timing on that mega health, but either way, the charge missing does mean that Cypher's going to be able to sort of establish a bit of pressure, but at the same time, Inns sitting there and defending the mega health. I don't know whether he knows it's up yet, or whether he's just waiting for it, going in for the kill instead.
Cypher unfortunately gets tagged by that. Inns doing really well this round so far. This next play being super impressive with Galena once again. Left to do a comeback by herself. Totem doesn't quite kill her.
Oh, that rocket did so much damage. Cypher, he's on the back foot 100% at the moment. Got a lot of work to do in this round to make the comeback, but I mean, he made somewhat of a comeback before, but it definitely was not this extreme.
Oh,
misses the rail. That could be a huge mistake. Oh, nice catch. Inns with that one character victory. And that's going to be 1-1.
Well played, though, I think, there. Just sort of, if anything, it was just accuracy. Those rails he was hitting were crucial, and he was nailing all the ones he needed to. And Cypher...
It's kind of like what Cypher did in round 1, right? Inns pretty much did the same thing back, landing all the crucial rails he needed to land. Cypher, though, this time he's actually started with Scale Bearer. Oh, he's being really aggressive. He doesn't care, going in for the charge. Now he's trying to predict where he's running. Predicts the jump pad, but is not correct. Wait a minute, he is. He just goes for the teleporter instead. Cypher with a clean takedown.
That's the kind of aggression we're used to seeing from Cypher, though. Respawning, knowing he has that health advantage, knowing that Inns is going to start with Nyx, and just even with the start machine gun, I should say, just goes straight in for the kill.
Now, I think, to be honest, a player as aggressive as Cypher, if you spawn near him and he's playing as someone like Scale Bearer with all that health, that's scary. That is a scary thing to deal with.
But he seeked Inns out straight away, like no hesitation.
I think part of it might be, you know, obviously understanding where the respawn locations are, listening out for where the opponent may appear, and then basically just rushing them accordingly.
Oh, Blaskowitz is down. It's missing 2 rails. That's unfortunate.
Going in for the lightning gun. Can he get enough of a trail going in for the dual wield? Hang on a minute. Forced to use it. Cypher, not a lot of health left. Can he hold long enough? 3 seconds.
No, Inns isn't close enough. That's going to be guaranteed mega health.
Bear in mind, it's not going to put him up to full, but it's going to give him a nice amount of health anyway. But at this stage, Cypher can afford to be defensive again. Once again, he has got that champion advantage. 3 versus 2. Yeah, both players just listening out. Cypher staying super patient, weighing out this heavy armor, and now very heavily stacked up. If he fights Inns at this point, he's going to have a huge advantage.
Here's that sort of patience, though. Cypher does have the champion lead, only approaching 2 minutes into this next round, so he does have a bit of an advantage here, but at the same time, plenty of time left to go. Preemptive bull rush. Trophy was expecting to catch someone or was just going for the health.
Sometimes it's just, I think, a safe advance, isn't it? Relocate from one point to another. Oh, he's caught from behind. He hasn't seen it going in for the dual wield. Has got the heavy armor. Who's going to survive the... Wow. Again, Cypher, he had so much health, and his accuracy was so on point that even though Inns had the dual wield, it still didn't matter. He's collected the mega health, though, does manage to get a frag. Inns does take out Scale Bearer, but Cypher with still 2 champions left, and it's Galena looking to try and win the match.
Yeah, Galena's going to be the next pick, though. Inns managed to get himself back up to full health, which is important, but this is going to be... Well, he's going to have to kill all 3 champions with just Ranger. Oh, there we go, hit the rail, but
they've traded. Yeah, they've traded rails, and at the same time, Cypher collects the heavy armor as well. How is Cypher going to chase this, though? Or is he looking to just relocate? Gets rid of the totem. Obviously, that's going to be a good message to Cypher, knowing that the totem's been taken out. Oh, stops him right before he gets the mega health, but he's able to tank a couple more rails. Cypher, though, still with all of that armor left to play with. He's going for the chase.
Chasing him down. Oh, he was not expecting him around the corner, but there's a direct, but Cypher is able to take that totem and get the kill anyway.
I mean, it's a level of, like, aggressiveness when Cypher plays that you don't really see, is that he went around the corner, but it wasn't a matter of, he heard the rocket, he heard those footsteps. It's not like he sort of took a step back. He almost just went just as far. Point blank, he fought a Ranger with a rocket launcher point blank, knowing the risk, but it was a calculated risk, confident he could take the health before he went down. And Cypher now with 2 rounds and a heavy armor as Scale Bearer once again. Dangerous stack.
Cypher starting off the Scale Bearer a second time though.
Oh! I mean, that may as well have just been a kill for Cypher. He got all the damage he needed. The suicide on the rocket launcher really wasn't much in
that situation, like, you don't want to kill them, you just need them to die. Like, ultimately, that's all it comes down to, so suicide isn't going to bother Cypher at all.
Actually, In's popping the dual wheel just to keep Cypher at bay, keeping him away from that heavy armor so he can safely take it. But at the same time, they've basically just traded Mega for heavy.
Oh, Cypher back another rail. Oh, waiting that second one. Oh, wow, that looked like it was going to hit.
Kind of looked like it went. Oh, the teleporter to chase down, knowing exactly where he was going to go. He was going to be stuck mid-air, using the teleporter to meet him in the middle. Inns is in big trouble now. Bear in mind, 90 HP, he can tank a rail as long as it's not charged, but it doesn't even matter. And Cypher does take that first game.
But 1v1 just being complete, like, tracking down, absolutely nowhere to hide.
So here we go, Cypher versus Inns, potentially our last duel of this evening, if it turns into a 2-0 victory for Cypher. Inns has opted to go for Blood Covenant as he lost the last map. He was now having the freedom to choose what map he wanted to play on. He's been clocked quite early by Inns. He's now trying to chase him down with that rocket. Cypher heavily stacked up.
Picking himself up the LG though, and there's the tracking not to let him get away.
The piercing sight doing the job it was designed to do. See everything, including a Nyx that is invisible.
That must be why Cypher went to go for this visor first. They must have predicted that Inns was going to start with Nyx. And
very intelligent.
Paid off.
I mean, Nyx is heavily popular, especially on a map like Blood Covenant, where she has not only the survivability, but on Blood Covenant, what a rocket! Wow, I mean, that just made me stop my sentence. But either way, she has a lot of utility on this map. However, Visor, that piercing sight, in these situations as a direct counter, Inns again gets taken down by Cypher, and that was one of our fastest rounds of the day.
So, Rise, you can say that you think Visor's particularly good in this map. We just saw Visor by himself in the hands of Cypher take a single round without being even remotely scathed. Do you think we're going to see... I mean, this almost like calls out Inns to like, does he start with Nyx again?
He does.
Cypher went for Scale Bearer. Maybe Cypher expected Inns to change it up.
I mean, that's always a next level read, right? Where maybe because Nyx truly really didn't do anything in that match, because Cypher just caught Inns in a bad spot, tried to go in for the evade, and the piercing sight tracked it down. Maybe Cypher did expect Inns to change champion.
He's gone underground though. Cypher's making the read, he's going towards the armor. He is correct for Inns, not being too obvious, backs up.
I think one thing that really sets Cypher apart though, which I've seen so far with this gameplay, I think is just kind of, he just knows when to go in for a fight. His game sense of when to attack and when to press the advantage, it seems to be on point almost every time. Obviously Inns.
Sitting in the middle actually, just trying to heal up as much as possible.
Yep.
Usually quite risky, but I guess you just normally want to sort of minimize your time in the middle. Inns was unlikely to see him.
Because it's not even like Inns right now is playing bad at all.
Oh, the Ghost Walk is popped.
He's got the traditional composition. Is he following? Wow, his read was on point. He just knew how to follow Inns right there. Obviously, I think that Cypher going with Scale Bearer first, in some ways, has kind of helped Inns get started. Because he's not going to have that visor, which was such a problem in round 1. He's trying to chase it down. He just knows how much rails he can take. He is not scared at all. No fear in this gameplay. However, now
one more rail is going to do it. Inns landing about 4 or 5 rails in a row there. Was going to do enough. Cypher calls it out, but goes straight in for the visor pick.
Tracks him down. An amazing start. Inns manages to track the spawn down once again. Cypher on the verge of actually the exact same thing happening to him instead. That 3 champions just down immediately.
Excellent adjustment though by Inns here. Despite that first round being so one-sided, he is able to keep it together, and this Nyx is now doing all the work it needs to do.
Very important as well that he was able to get Ranger on a good spawn. Oh! That was just a clay pigeon, that was.
Unfortunate for Inns to launch himself in the air there, but unfortunately accidents do happen, I suppose. Cypher now throwing a bit of a lifeline though, he's able to take that frag, Ranger versus Ranger, and after that, Blazkowicz to go.
And I suppose Cypher is in a situation where he gets a good read. Has to be a good rocket. His rockets have been on point. However, the Dire Orb comes through. Can he get the last-minute rail? And Inns, again, has lost 2 champions. But actually a little bit faster than Cypher lost. On the verge of making a 3 straight.
Spawn. All he has is a lightning gun. Cypher Reed is going to go for the rocket launcher.
This is Blackovitz with a lightning gun. One of the most dangerous champions in the game with that weapon when he dual wields, of which he's going to do it right now. Cypher fighting back, being very aggressive, and he gets Inns and a comeback to steal it away. Match point for Cypher.
It's unfortunate that that comeback started off Inns accidentally launching himself into the air as well with the rocket jump. I mean, one single mistake like that was unfortunately the start of that entire sequence, and Cypher runs away with it, brings himself to match point to winning this set and being our final qualifier for the EU Regionals.
I feel like Cypher has expected Inns to go back to Nyx, which is why he's now started with Visor. That direct answer to the Ghost mode is clearly a very strong tool when Cypher's behind the wheel. And obviously expecting a Nyx pick, that's pretty much why we've seen this champion choice. Nice patience though catching him, but Cypher survives.
Amazing reactions from Inns there, seeing as soon as he heard that thing from Cypher to go up the jump pad, he's ready and waiting. He takes that first frag. Now this is important. Visor is off the table.
Yep, absolutely. Very important that he dealt with that champion when he did, otherwise Visor's been causing a lot of problems throughout this match.
Oh, misses the shot on Cypher. This is the second one. Cypher's trying to get this heavy armor, does manage to confirm it.
Going in for the charge, not using it aggressively though, using it to escape. No, in the last minute, doubles back! And if only he connected that charge actually, it was actually before Inns reacted. Cypher's still on the chase, he's confident. He is still confident, he's got so much, but that mid-air into a rail! Lovely combo from Inns, and Cypher again is down to his last champion.
Now, we can't call this out, though. This is the exact same situation. Cypher was in last round, and he was able to make the comeback anyway. But now his Inn's going to be a bit more careful and less likely to let that happen.
Well, it started off what seemed like it could have been a mistake, right? That's how Cypher's comeback last time seemed to start off. Now, if Inns simply just doesn't make that mistake, he's not going to be in that situation. Let's see. Oh, they mean the air. They don't quite trade the rail. That time, Nyx on 13. Cypher misses the shot because of a reaction. Visibility. Nice assassination. Cypher, though, with a lot of health. Not after the rail, but the lightning gun does deal with it. Now, he's quite weak. He is not stacked at all. Is it enough?
Does have the rail, though. Oh my lord. Just is Cypher going to do it again? 2 rounds back to back.
Is he going to do it? Not like this, surely. That was a fantastic spawn right in his line of sight.
And he's got that snap rail.
Not like this. Not like this, Cypher. Inns desperate to try and survive. What an answer. I mean, that's it. That is game over.